President Cyril Ramaphosa will today close the ANC Veterans League conference. The conference has re-elected Dr. Snuki Zikalala and Dr. Mavuso Msimang as president and deputy president, respectively. 27 additional members also will be voted in this morning. For more on this, we are joined by SABC News reporter Nhlanhla Kgatlana. Nhlanhla, a good morning to you. I think tell us about what the SG and TG that were announced earlier this morning and what we know about them.
Yes, well, a very good morning to you, Naledi. As you already mentioned yesterday, the conference here dealt with three positions. Only two ballots were prepared, as those three positions were unopposed on the floor. Today, when it started its proceedings, they started with announcing the results of the Secretary General of this structure, which now was won by Elvame K. Langa, who won with more than 200 votes, and we know that now Dr. Faisal Randeni will be the Treasurer General going forward, who also won with over 300 votes. He actually won with 319 votes from 450. As you mentioned, Naledi, that currently what has been happening is that there's been a nomination of additional members, and familiar names there would be Susan Shabangu, Makmara Maharaj, who has declined. Frank Chikane has accepted nominations there. We know that the president indeed is going to close this conference, but one thing that throughout this 3 days conference that one has noticed that there was a form of sort of unity, just for a lack of a better word, whereby these elders of the ANC, each and every time when they got a chance, they would sing, or rather chant, struggle songs showing that unity. And also, yesterday when the name of Dr. Snuki Zikalala was mentioned, that he would be the president of the structure. Everybody saying, you remember, Nali, that Snuki Zikalala also, was occupying a position of convener to ensure that, this conference take place. Naledi, as you mentioned, President Ramaphosa is expected to close this conference. According to the program, it's around 1 o'clock. Naledi.
I think what's important maybe in Nhlanhla is to really talk about just the role that the ANC Veterans League really plays in the bigger party, right? And have we seen that role stepped up where the Veterans League of the party is able to influence policy shaping of the party in any way?
Well, Naledi, amongst things that were spoken about here was that are they here to just vote for leadership structure, or are they here to ensure that this structure really indeed plays a role in terms of advising? But if you remember on Friday when the Secretary General of the ANC came to open this conference, he did mention that without such a structure, the ANC is good as dead, saying that they will depend on this structure. Because they are the ones who, have gave up a lot. They are the ones who experienced the apartheid regime, but still fought against it. Yesterday we had a chance to speak to one of the elderly women here. It's around 90 who, came to this conference and saying that she was quite upset with regards to what was happening, people losing trust in the ANC, but said that he also remained hopeful and saying that such structure should not be neglected or rather taken for granted, saying that, these are the people that know, where the struggle is from, and these are the people that gave everything to ensure that South Africa is a democracy. And so we also spoke to former President Kgalema Motlanthe there, also alluding that, such a structure should not concern itself in terms of participating in voting within the ANC, but rather focus more on giving wisdom, giving advice in terms of the challenges that the country might face or the ANC might be facing, saying that, such a structure is quite important because now they wouldn't expect them to take sides, but also to give wisdom in terms of where, the party should go.
I think there's something to be said about how we certainly have seen the ANC really looking like it's strengthening some of its structures. We've just come out of the conference of the Youth League, the Women's League as well, and now the Veterans League. What does the program look like for the rest of the day, Ndanda?
Yes, well, indeed, Naledi, that was one of the interesting thing that we spoke to the spokesperson of the ANC, saying that, in a short space of time, you guys managed to hold 3 conferences and concluded them. And here we're not just talking about a liberation movement that is governing, we're talking about a party that was even struggling to pay its employees, Naledi. But they're saying that they are on the right path. With regards to the question that you just posed, we know that there's going to be elections of additional members, as they are not currently being nominated now, and later on the president will close this conference with the expectation that the new leadership of the structure will have a press briefing to engage with the media for the first time. And also we know that today we will indeed, according to the program, know who are going to be those additional members that are currently being nominated.